What's going on, guys? I'm Magikards here, and today I got another video. And this one is another tutorial, except it's not going to be a card trick. The next video that I'm coming out with is a card trick. As you noticed the other day, I replaced one of my card trick videos with a deck review, which I was testing the waters to see how well that would do. And in terms of viewage and viewer retentionship, that video didn't do so well. And I figured it wouldn't be because I am mainly a tutorial-based channel. So I'm happy to see that most of my viewer retention, pretty much all of it, is going towards my my card trick videos and my tutorials on those types of things. So it was really sort of like a viewer retention and experiment that you guys were subconsciously involved in, which it seemed to have worked. Today we're going to be learning how to do the card fan. The card fan is a really good way of presenting yourself in Magic, so let's get straight into the tutorial. As you guys know, with these little mini tutorials that I teach you guys so you can integrate these flourishes or cuts into card tricks, this is going out in between a card trick tutorial, so that means my next video is a card trick tutorial. Today's flourish that I'm going to be teaching you is a hand fan, so you can do the one-handed fan, or you can do the they're both one-handed fans, except this one is a one-handed spread, and the other one is a more of a like a thumb spread, a thumb fan is what it's called. And I'm going to be teaching you guys both of these in this tutorial today, and let's get straight into the tutorial. So the first thing you're going to want to do is determine which hand you are. Of course, you already know this. For example, I am right-handed when it comes to cards. I pretty much know how to do most things with my left and right hand in cards, not pertaining to like flourishes or anything, but I do know how to do things that can be mirrored, such as a one-handed fan. I can do that in my left and right hand. So I'm going to be using my right hand for tutorial purposes. What you're going to be doing is you're going to take this packet, and when you're holding it, you're going to hold it. I'll use about a quarter of the pack for this tutorial. You're going to pick it up off the pack with your two fingers up the top, and I have my thumb right about a little bit less than halfway through the middle of the pack. You're going to hold the cards just like this, and when you're going to do the actual fan itself, you notice that my hands, when I grab it, I do this. My finger, these two, my pinky and my index finger cover the outside edges right around the top portion, just a little bit above halfway, so right about here on each side. And then that's when you're going to let go with your thumb. You should be able to support the entire pack without your thumb now, and that's when your thumb is going to come underneath, right around, and push. And after you start pushing, this is the part where your fingers are going to start to spread the cards. Now, of course, I was very slow, so when I'm doing this, it looks very fast, and that's how it basically works. Now, when going into full depth of these types of things, I need to allocate a little bit more time to them, because I know that some people aren't as fast as learners, and people who aren't as skilled and know how to hold the deck in certain different ways are not going to be able to understand what I'm doing. So let's get into a more detailed version of how the one-handed fan works. So when doing the one-handed fan, you're gonna be holding the deck in Mechanic's Grip before you start. You're gonna hold it in Mechanic's Grip. You're gonna pick it up at these two fingers at the top, the three, whatever you want to do, whatever's more comfortable to you. It's easier just to pick it up with two fingers, because then you can go straight into the fan itself. So I'm not going to be using the other half, as I said. You can do it with two fingers or three, but then if you're using three, you're going to have to adjust your pointer finger in order to do the one-handed fan. So grab the deck with two fingers at the top, right around the middle, evenly spaced. You're going to have your thumb about the middle or back here, a little bit left to the middle. If you're right-handed, do everything I'm doing opposite. If you're right-handed, you're going to take your cards and you're going to turn them. You're going to rotate them. As you're rotating them, you're going to be turning your hand. Take these fingers, grip onto the deck, and as soon as you grip onto them, let go with your thumb and twist your hand. So you're going to be twisting your hand over, and that's what's going to be doing the fan. So as you're doing the fan, you're going to be lifting the packet towards yourself and then away from yourself, and that's exactly how the fan works. You're going to be doing this. Go around, and that's how the fan works. So you're rotating the deck as you're doing it. So once you get into this position with your thumb in the back free, you're going to turn your hand up and port the deck towards yourself. So you're going to pull it up and point it towards yourself a little bit. Your thumb is going to come underneath, like so. So your thumb's going to come underneath Now let me do that a little bit faster. After your thumb comes underneath, you're going to start to rotate this packet over. So after it comes up and under like this, you're going to rotate the packet back over, and you're going to grip the packet with these two fingers. So now you've kind of essentially went from this position to them holding the packet on the bottom. Wow, British accent, pocket. The pocket of cards. No, that's bad. So you're going to be holding the packet just like this, and when you start to spread, you're going to apply pressure right down here where the kind of the corner of the deck is, and spread and push with your thumb. So that'll give it that spreading feel. Now, of course, you need to apply pressure. That's why it takes me a second. It's kind of hard to do it. If you don't do it with pressure, then it'll just fall apart in your hand. So you need it to be kind of even, roughly. That is the one-handed fan tutorial. If that's all you're interested for, thanks for watching. But if you want to see how to do the thumb fan, the most impressive one in my opinion, that was horrible, then stick around for the tutorial of the thumb fan. The thumb fan is one of the most beautiful and best ways to display a pack of cards when you're showing a shuffled pack of cards. Instead of just spreading them out into your hand or spreading them out on a table, it is very beautiful to look at a pack of cards when you can see most of the deck. Now this deck is kind of lumped together right now because my hands are very sweaty. It's about 90 degrees out right now. So I'm going to try to do this the best as I can. That was bad. So spread it out. That's a pretty decent fan. And you should be able to see most of the cards. You can tell that this deck is shuffled just by looking at it. Of course, you can adjust the fan as you like, but that is a better way of displaying the cards than doing, let's say, a one-handed fan, which I think kind of looks bad if you're doing it left-handed because you can not see the pips. The right-handed one looks fine, but it's not as evenly spaced as the thumb fan, and it's not as round either. So when doing the thumb fan, you're going to want to remember that you need to apply pressure, and you're going to need to distribute your pressure evenly. Now, when you're doing the pressure, there's a couple things you're going to want to do. So when I hold the thumb fan, I begin by holding my thumb roughly right below this guy's head. So where the angel's head is where I usually put my thumb. Once I put my thumb there, I go and grab the pack. So it's kind of like I'm holding it in mechanics grip. I put it at the tip of my fingers, so only 3 fingers on the top. My pinky's just kind of hanging out, and that's just to really support it and grab it on later when I start to spin the fan. So when I grab the pack, I put it in I'm holding it kind of mechanic grip. I pick it up, move it to the tip of my fingers up here. I grab it, I apply pressure at the tip of the angel's head, and then I spin it with my finger. Now, of course, when I'm spinning it with my finger, I'm also holding onto the pack a little bit. So I hold onto it in the beginning to get it going, and then I let go, and the rest of the cards just kind of slide, and they become very evenly distributed. So once again, you're going to hold the cards. I usually hold them in mechanic grip. I pick them up. Doesn't matter how you pick them up, really. Just pick them up, put them on the tip of your 3 fingers up here. Grab it with your thumb right around to that angel's head area. Apply a lot of pressure, and that's when you're going to spin them. Now, if you don't apply enough pressure, then it's going to be very sloppy and uneven, and there's not going to be a lot of cards in the way. So if you apply a lot of pressure, you're going to get more cards in the spread, especially if you have a really nice and new deck, then this will work a lot better. Now, let's switch packets here because this deck is a little bit better. I haven't been using it as much. Wow, this packet looks like it's even worse than the last one. So you get the gist of my idea. This packet is very bad. It's not allowing me to do a good spread. Apparently this one is the one I want to go with. So when you're doing the spread, I usually, as soon as I'm done with the spread, I let go with these 2 fingers, and that allows me to hold the deck very freely instead of holding it with 4 fingers because that looks weird. It looks nicer. It looks like you're just holding onto the deck. It's just a presentation style, and it's really just a preference of yours. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. If you did enjoy it, please leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.